is Abdul Rahman. I'm a lecturer at a public university in Kenya. I deliver lectures in computing and informatics. In our last lesson, we discussed about the for each loop. But I'm saying that the for each loop actually iterate through elements of an array and does not actually use an array index. It uses actually the elements of a collection of an array. So today we are going to move on to our next session. We are going to ask ourselves, what is Java label for loop? So onto that particular journey, we are going to look at the definition of the Java label for loop. We are going to look up the syntax, and basically we are going to go on to Eclipse IDE to implement actually the same. So let us start on that particular journey. So what is actually the label for loop? So basically the label for loop, actually it is nothing but it is actually a nested for loop. But this is a very special nested for loop. Why is it so special nested for loop? It's because into it we have got these particular loops are actually named, and they are named actually to be used together with what we call actually a continue keyword or a break keyword, so that actually we can interrupt that particular loop using up by naming them up. So onto that, here the keyword continue or loop or break, actually as the name suggests, they are going to actually to either continue the loop to a particular point or break the loop at a particular point. So that actually takes out the syntax of what you call a label for loop. So the syntax of a label for loop, actually here first of all you write up a label. So this will be a label 1, and that particular label must be ended with a full colon. And then here we have got our for loop. So here we'll have up our for loop, and it will be a very just simple for loop condition, and then here initialization, not condition. So we'll have initialization, and then we'll have up our condition, and then we'll have up our decrementer or an incrementer. Then basically within this particular for loop, we are going to have actually another loop inside it, and that is actually the syntax of a nested for loop. So however, we'll have going to have our label here. So we are going to label the inside loop, so that will be our label number 2, and here we'll have up another for loop initialization, and basically we'll have our condition, and then we'll have our decrementer or an incrementer. So here we'll have up another loop. However, inside here we can decide actually to break this particular loop and maybe reference it. So here you can say break, and then we refer it to, we break up the outer loop. So here we'll have up our label 1, which is actually to be broken up. So this is how the syntax look like. So let us try now on that particular note to go into our Eclipse IDE and try to implement about the same. So let us go to Eclipse and try to implement it. So in Eclipse here, basically what you want to do, it is actually to have labeled them. So maybe here we can label it as the outer. So here we'll have a bit at the outer loop. So this will be our outer loop, and basically we are going actually to use a full colon, and then here now we'll have our real loop. So this will be our loop for, and what are we supposed to do here? We are saying int I maybe equals to 1, and then we are saying what, and then you say I maybe it should be less than or equal to 3. So we want to iterate up to 3 times, and then we'll have our I plus plus. So here we'll have actually our I plus plus. So, and basically we are going actually to have another loop inside it. So here we're going to have another loop. So before having this particular another loop, we have to give it up the name. So this will call it up the inner. inner loop. So that will be the inner loop. So that is the name of the second loop. So that is the inner loop, and we are going to define that particular loop by giving a variable called int j, and which will give it the value of 1, and then we'll say j. Basically, let's take about j, it's less than also, less than or equal to 3 again. So we don't have a very big j, and then we'll say here j plus plus. So basically, we have defined up another loop inside here, and this second loop we give it up a name, call it up the inner loop. So basically, we want to give up a condition so that you can make up a break. So you can use up an if I equals to 2. So if I equals to 2 and 1, 2 conditions, and if j also equals to 2, then do what? So this is our condition we are trying to give onto that particular area. Say do what? Here we are saying then break. Then break, now you're using the word break. Break which one? Break the outer loop. So here we are breaking up the outer loop. So when this particular condition reach, then you're going to break up the outer loop. Otherwise, if they are not equal, then do what? Then system dot out dot print ln. What do you want to print? Both I and j. So here we are printing up I plus, we put up a small space, so plus space, and then we're putting up another plus. What are we printing? We're printing up j. So this is basically what we want to do. So here we're printing up I plus that, and then plus that particular one, so plus j. So basically that's what we want to do onto this particular journey. So let us see how will this actually work and try to explain. I will let us run and then try to explain what actually how it works. So when we run this particular program, actually it gives us the value 1 1, 1 2, 1 3 and 2 1, and then breaks actually and stop. Let's see the logic behind it, how actually it actually executed. So what will happen, it is, we know that a nested loop has to go first of all full before it goes up outside. So here basically we'll have our I, and here we'll have got our j, and here we'll have got our output. So when I is equal to 1, it will move on to the inner loop and look at j. J also is equal to 1. So j is equal to 1. It will print actually 1 1. And then j is equal to 2. It will print actually 1 2. And j is equal to 3. It will print up 1 3. When it is equal to 4, it will come out from this loop and go actually to the upper loop, to the outer loop. So outer loop now, it will become up 2, and j will become up 1. So here it will print actually 2. It will print up actually onto that particular area 2 1. And then now when j is equal to 2, it will be 2 2. And our condition says when I is equal to 2 and j is equal to 2, stop. So it won't print 2 2, it will stop. So basically that is the explanation of our code and how to use up what we call Java label for loop, and that comes up to the end of this particular session until on to our next session, whereby we are going to discuss the infinite for loop. And for now I say bye until next time. Bye.